If I had just checked her phone that morning, if I had just asked one more question, my daughter has been in a coma for 87 days now. The doctors don't know if she will ever wake up again. I sent my daughter to what I thought was the safest place outside our home. I was wrong, and I am recording this so you don't make the same mistake that destroyed our lives. My name is Uju. I am a mother from Lagos. What I am about to share isn't just my tragedy, it is happening right now in schools across Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, all over our continent. The predators have new methods. They have gone digital and they are targeting our daughters while we parents are still fighting yesterday's dangers. If you have a daughter with a smartphone, I am begging you, don't skip this video. Don't think it can't happen to my child. I thought the same thing until it did. Subscribe now because what I am about to share could save your daughter's life. Adaora was my first child, my pride. Just turned 14 with the brightest mind in her class. The kind of daughter who still kissed me goodbye every morning and called me mommy, even when her friends had switched to mom. But teenagers have two lives now, the one we see and the digital one we don't. It started during third term. Adaora School hired several young graduate teachers as part of their modernization program. Fresh faces, they said. New teaching methods. The parents applauded. One evening, I noticed Adaora spending more time on her appearance. New ways of tying her scarf. Asking for a particular brand of perfume. Small changes that any mother knows signal something shifting in a girl's life. Do you have a crush? I teased one morning. She blushed. Mommy, stop it. That familiar teenage embarrassment. I should have pressed harder. I should have asked names. But I didn't want to be that hovering Nigerian mother my daughter couldn't confide in. I wanted her to trust me with her secrets when she was ready. What I didn't realize was that someone else was already earning that trust. Someone who knew exactly what to say to a 14-year-old girl. Someone was already grooming her. Someone who was neither who he claimed to be nor where he claimed to be. His name was Sir Kenneth, or that was what he called himself in the dozens of WhatsApp messages I would later discover. A supposed teaching assistant who had never actually been hired by the school. The first sign something was wrong came during our morning prayers. Adaora, who never missed family devotion, kept checking her phone. When I questioned her, she mumbled something about school assignments in the group chat. That night, I decided to check. Not because I didn't trust her, but because something felt wrong. A mother's instinct is rarely mistaken. With my husband asleep, I went to her room. Her phone lay charging beside her pillow, unlocked. What I found made my blood freeze. Over 200 messages with someone named as Sake. filled with art emojis and promises. He had been messaging her for weeks, starting with educational content, then slowly shifting to compliments, then to requests for pictures. You are more mature than girls your age. Your mother wouldn't understand what we have. Delete these messages after reading them. Classic grooming tactics that I now know all too well. The profile picture showed a young handsome man in professional clothes. But when I searched this Sir Kenneth on the school website, nothing. When I called the principal at midnight, we have no teacher or assistant by that name. That was the moment I realized a predator had infiltrated my daughter's life by pretending to be connected to her school. He knew the teachers' names. He knew the syllabus. He even knew which days she had which classes. He said he's been helping the literature department temporarily. He gives extra lessons to select students, and he chose me because I'm special. As he asked to meet you, I demanded. Her silence was my answer. I went straight to the school, phone in hand, police on speed dial. The administrator was shocked. Security was called. Teachers gathered. No one recognized this Sir Kenneth. But it was too late. By the time I returned home that afternoon, Adaora was already gone. Her uniform was still hanging in her closet. She had changed clothes before leaving. Her location sharing was turned off, and her last WhatsApp message to this man was, "I am on my way." For 72 hours, I didn't sleep. My husband and I drove through every street in Lagos. We checked hotels, bus stations, abandoned buildings. The police formed search parties. Our church organized prayer vigils. Nothing. Then came the ransom call. 20 million naira if you want to see her again. No police or she dies. We sold everything. Car, land, jewelry, borrowed from everyone we knew. My husband even took predatory loans with crushing interests. After the money was delivered to a designated spot, they told us where to find her. An uncompleted building in Lekki, top floor. She was unconscious, barely breathing with injection marks on her arms. The doctor said she had been heavily sedated with drugs typically used for surgical procedures. Drugs that require medical knowledge to administer safely. That was 3 months ago. The police investigation revealed a sophisticated operation. This wasn't one man. It was a network targeting schoolgirls across Lagos. They researched schools, impersonate staff, and build trust over weeks before striking. The Sir Kenneth photos were stolen from a real teacher in Ghana who had no idea his identity was being used this way. Most horrifying of all, they found evidence that at least 7 other girls from different schools had been contacted by the same account. Adaora remains in this hospital bed. The doctors say the drug combination caused brain swelling. They don't even know when or if she'll ever wake up. Every day, I sit here and read her favorite books aloud. I brush her hair. I pray. And I wonder, how did I miss this? What could I have done differently? That's why I'm telling you this story today. Parents, the world has changed. Our children attend 2 schools every day. The physical one we drop them at, and the digital one we know nothing about. Here is what I've learned the hard way. First, verify everyone who contacts your child. Call the school directly about any teacher, assistant, or coach who communicates with your child electronically. Second, check their phones. Yes, they'll hate it. Yes, they'll say you don't trust them. Do it anyway. Create a family policy where phones are checked regularly, not secretly, but openly. Third, teach them about digital grooming. These predators follow a pattern. They isolate your child emotionally. They claim to understand them better than you do. They request secrecy. They escalate from normal conversation to personal compliments to inappropriate requests. Fourth, trust that feeling in your stomach. When something feels wrong about your child's behavior, don't dismiss it. Fifth, and this is crucial, create a safety plan with your daughter. A code word she can text if she is in danger. A promise that you'll pick her up anywhere, anytime, no questions asked until she is safe. My daughter's school uniform still hangs in her closet. Her textbooks are gathering dust on her desk. Her friends have moved up a class while she lies here fighting for her life. I would give anything, everything to go back to that morning and check her phone one more time, to ask one more question. The most dangerous place your daughter goes every day isn't the street she walks on or the classroom she sits in. It's right here. This small screen that fits in her pocket. I'm not telling you to take it away. That is impossible in today's world. I am telling you to be present in both our worlds, the physical and the digital. Some will say I am overreacting, that I am making parents paranoid. To them, I say, spend 1 hour in this hospital room with me. Listen to the beeping machines keeping my child alive. Then tell me if vigilance is worth it. If this story moved you, don't just scroll away. Take action. First, subscribe to this channel. I'm sharing real African stories that could save lives, including your daughters. Second, comment below with protected if you are committing to having the difficult conversation with your child tonight. Third, share this video with every parent you know. These predators count on our silence, on our embarrassment, on our belief that it won't happen to us. Before you send your daughter to school tomorrow, remember Adaora. Remember that the uniform you wash, the lunch you pack, and the prayers you say are not enough protection in today's world. The real protection is your awareness, your involvement, your courage to be the parent your child needs, not the parents they think they want. Thank you for listening to my story. May it change your daughters.